thanks to the support as a channel member, George Tickias. I promise I'm going to be brave enough to cut my hair again at home soon, but until then, the only way you can see my beautiful face in full, unlike yesterday, is for me to wear the hat backwards. I know I look like an idiot, I know I'm 37, but if I put it this way around, with the lights up there, it covers my eyes. And I know the real reason you're here, as discussed yesterday, is to look into my eyes. Hello and welcome to Club 6, part 19 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have both legs of the Champions League quarter-final against Liverpool. Since you were last with me, we had a win and a draw. Neither of them were particularly convincing, but we are still 10 points clear at the top of the league. From Real Madrid now, as Villarreal continue their collapse. It's quite sad to see. They were top of the table for so long, and they are just in free fall. And if they're not careful, with 6 games remaining, Sevilla will pip them. I think Atletico probably finish above them. If Sevilla get there as well, it's going to be a very, very sad time for Villarreal, who did so well early on, but I don't feel that sympathetic for them. I'd rather just win the league. Liverpool, though. Liverpool are, where are they in the league in England? Liverpool 5th. Steven Gerrard now as manager. If you're wondering how Steven Gerrard made it to Liverpool, he did a bit of a tour at Rangers, Wolves, Leicester, Brighton, and then Liverpool. It looked like he was sacked from Wolves and Leicester, but was at Brighton for 6 years, so did a decent job there. And he's now been, to be fair, he's been at Liverpool for 4 years, so he's obviously not doing too badly, although I guess he's joined a Liverpool team that was struggling to get in the Europa League and dragged them back into the Champions League. So I imagine the combination of that and the fact he's Steven Gerrard is why he's managed to not get sacked, when I would say, looking at how Liverpool are in real life, this would be considered quite a disappointing 4-year spell. But who am I to argue, eh? This is a team that we're sending to Liverpool for the first leg. We have got a little bit of an injury worry with Leonard, who's fit enough to sit on the bench, but not fit enough to start. We are going with the 4-3-3, and this is the team. Bajic in goal, a back four of Milaniemi, Paredes, Banfalvi and Berisic. Camavinga at the base of the midfield, Hendricks and Van der Veen ahead of him. Gila and Pozibon supporting Correa up front. Yes, I know there's no Krajju. Yes, I know there's no Vermonti, but Vermonti is tired. Krajju, he's being rested because we'll save him for the second leg. Krajju's played a lot of football this season again, and you would have seen before that he's currently the top assist maker and top average rated player in the entire La Liga. He deserves a rest every once in a while, and Berisic has kind of become a big game player for us recently, so I'm happy to stick him out there for a big game. I expect a good result in the first leg. That's exactly what I expect. Hopefully that is what we're able to go out there and deliver. And then, of course, if it doesn't go to plan, we could always bring Vermonti and Krajju back in, and Leonard. I mean, that's 3 big players to be able to bring in for the second leg. So I'm feeling reasonably comfortable at the moment. A team that's running away with La Liga should be able to beat the team 5th in the Premier League. If not, it proves I was right all along, way back when I was at Tottenham, with my outlandish statement that the top 6 Premier League teams were the top 6 teams in the world. Remember that excuse? Maybe I'll prove it right today. I'm probably not going to prove it right today. When was the last time an English team got to the Champions League final? It's certainly we know the last 3 because we've been directly or indirectly involved in them, and it's been Inter, Bayern, Barcelona, some kind of combination of the 3 of them for at least the last 3 years. Right, Milaniemi on the left-hand side. Cross comes in, looking for Correa, can't find him. Van der Veen's there, though, and Correa, I think, is offside. He is offside. He was well offside as well. But good to see us, the first team to bulge a net, looking a little bit dangerous early on. How close was it? So the ball for... Oh, to be fair, I said he's well offside. That's a little harsh. He's not well offside at all, and in the pre-VAR days, there'd be an argument for giving that, I think. Right, everyone dig in, give it what you've got. I like that as a team talk too. So 0-0 at half-time. It wouldn't be a disaster if it was 0-0 and we brought them back to our place, knowing we just had to beat them at the Nou Camp. I think any outcome where we just have to win at home is fine. It's where we have to start winning 2 or 3-0 because of defeats in the first leg that it starts to become a little bit more problematic. And of course, if we can grab a goal here in this second half and go back to our place defending a lead, then we're going to be feeling even more confident. But it's been a reasonably even game so far. Although Liverpool not really created much in the way of chances, but they have had their share of possession. Gila's in behind here, does well to keep hold of the ball. Cross comes into Correa. It's flicked on to Posibon. And Posibon, who was so close to moving to Liverpool all summer, they made several offers for him. They disrupted him. He started the season appallingly badly because he wanted to go to Liverpool. He's finally here and he's scoring goals at Anfield. So he's probably a happy boy. It probably isn't Anfield anymore. Is it likely to still be Anfield 15 years in the future? We'll have a little look when we get back to the highlight screen in a second. It is still Anfield. An expanded Anfield, presumably, because I don't think Anfield holds 60,000, does it? I'm that out of touch for football, it might do. Last time I checked, it didn't. But let's face it, I'm not regularly looking up what the capacity of Anfield is. Bajic then collects from the loose ball in the penalty area. It's a free kick for Liverpool. Banfalvi heads clear, but not even beyond the penalty area, and we're still under pressure here. And Bajic is there again just to collect up the loose ball. This would be the perfect result to take back to our... 2-0 would be even more perfect. But this is perfect enough. And Correa is in here and shoots. What a goal from Correa! Goodness me, I don't think anyone's expecting him to shoot from there that early in the move. He's certainly wrong-footed the keeper. And to be fair, if he was shooting, I'd have expected it to go in the top corner on the other side, not the bottom corner at the near post. He's completely wrong-footed the keeper just by kicking it really, really hard. Keeper doesn't even move. It's 2-0 to Barcelona, and we're cruising a little bit now. As long as we don't mess up from here, we're looking good for that semi-final spot. Right, let's substitute. Gila. I don't really want to bring Leonard on for him. Is that the only option we've got? Navio, Posibon can't go that side. Navio can only really play on the right. Gila's going to stay on. Again, looking for fitness more than performance. Posibon isn't match fit, which I guess taking him off, there's absolutely no logic there, is there? Keep him on because he's not match fit. Let him get some match fitness. Camavinga can come off for Vermonti. That's an easy change because we all like Vermonti. I guess we could... do we need to make a change? We probably don't. Let's bring Kryju on for Berisic. I want to get Vitor on, but I don't. In fact, that's your way to take off Gila. Stick Correa out on the wing. Vitor comes on up front. It's a triple substitution with 20 minutes to go. We're going to drop a little bit of praise to go with it. Triple substitution that early in a Champions League quarter-final. Probably a little bit ambitious. I need a little bit of context to remind myself we've not already won the match, and we can't be. We could do. We might be doing 20 minutes with 10 men if things start to go wrong from here. Hendricks gets the tackle in, but it seems to be a theme with our tackles. I don't know if this is new for a recent Football Manager patch or if my teams have just started doing it. But the amount of times now we make a tackle but end up not coming away with the ball, is that a Football Manager thing, or have we just got players that can't tackle properly? Because I don't think it's just a Barcelona thing. I think we have it with Bourne as well. So I'm assuming it's a new Football Manager annoyance. But let me know down in the comments. You lot will know better than me. Fatty with the corner. We almost signed him, but I couldn't bring myself to say Fatty every episode because it's just asking you lot to call me Fatty, and that would make me sad. And long gone are the days where I read the comments and cry because I just block people now. But I don't have to block that many people, and I know some of you wouldn't be able to resist if I was saying Fatty all the time. So let's not sign him. Plus, he's old. He's like 30 now. It's yet another example, and we get one of these every episode now. We're reaching that point of the save. Another example of an ageing team that's still got real-life stars like Havertz in there as well. And they just need a Kev to come in and sort them out. And I think we're probably maybe 2 or 3 years away in the save from where all those older players do just start to naturally retire. And I assume at that point the AI teams will start to catch back up a little bit again. Maybe. We'll see. Should we play the second leg? 3-0 victory over Granada, and that brings us into the second leg against Liverpool, and we're having a tactical change. Posibon injured again. He spent a lot of this season injured. It's not ideal when he's pretty much the only out-and-out winger we've got at the club, while Kalidio's out on loan at Tottenham. I guess we've got Bratbian, but he's not registered for the Champions League either. So, yeah, we kind of forced into having to go back to the diamond, which isn't a disaster. I like the diamond, and it allows us to bring Leonard back into the team without sacrificing Correa. So that's got to be a good thing too. If it looks like it's not working, we can always stick Correa out to the left, Navio can go out to the right, and it works like that too. I like the fact we can flexibly switch between these two systems. So, Bajic in goal, back four of Milaniemi, Paredes, Banfalvi and Krajju, Vermonti at the base of the midfield, Hendricks and Van der Veen ahead of him, Navio behind Correa and Leonard. Let's get into the match for this second leg. Hopefully book our spot into the semi-final and go that one step closer towards, what would it be, a quadruple? If we win everything this year? Did we won the Super Coppa, didn't we? We won the World Club Cup. Yeah, a quadruple's 5, isn't it? Quad's 4. Quintuple. Let's not worry about what it's called until we do it, I suppose. That's probably the best way to do these things. Never catch a chicken before it hatches. I mean, that's good advice. I was going to say don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't try and catch them then either, because there's no sport in it, is there? It's easy when they're in an egg because they can't move anywhere. Correa now hovering on the edge of the area, looking for options, finds Vermonti, who in turn passes it on to Krajju, who hits the outside of the post with a lovely effort from range. And it's good to see us in attacking form to start the game. And I know some of you were unhappy with the rotation of Vermonti earlier in the season, but it's also very nice to be able to bring someone like Vermonti into the team for a game like this, knowing he's completely fresh and energetic. And I think it'll be the thing that keeps him going an extra 4, 5, 6 years in his career. He'll be playing till he's 40 because he only has to play half the games. Hendricks has just got his 18th goal of the season. I remember earlier in the year, there were a few people questioning why I was picking him ahead of Van der Veen. Again, mainly rotation between the two of them, although they're playing together today. But this man is still one of the best midfield players in the world. 18 goals for him this season. We've got some good players here. They can't all be expected to play all the time, but I think I'm slowly getting the hang of this rotation lark. Krajju to Vermonti, Navio, Vermonti and then Navio again. Back to Vermonti one more time, who finds Milaniemi on the left-hand side. Cross comes into Correa, and it's just wide from Correa, very nearly making it 2-0. I mean, we're at 3-0 up on aggregate. We're almost there already. I think a second goal on the night tonight, and we can start making our plans for the semi-final, because at that point, surely we've killed Liverpool off. They're not coming back from 4 goals behind. I hear they have previous for coming back from 3 goals behind in this tournament, but they ain't coming back from 4 goals behind. So a 4th goal would be very handy. Correa not having the best of games today. We have got Renan Vitor on the bench who can come on if needs be, but I would like to see Correa grab a goal just to keep him in the good form that he's been in so far. Milaniemi now squares it to Vermonti, who's playing very far forward. It's a little bit of a worry seeing him that far forward, but then I guess we've got Paredes and Banfalvi there who just... Would you believe Paredes used to play for Southampton? It makes no sense. Correa to Krajju. Krajju scores a 5th goal of the season for Krajju. There's going to be some stiff competition for best right back in the series when we do the team of the series at the end of it. Obviously, you've got Jair, you've got Dombrowski. I'm starting to think the man we have now might be the best of the bunch, because Krajju has a little bit of everything. He's an assist machine. He can score goals. He wins his penalties. He has his intricate skills. Jair and Dombrowski, as good as they were at what they did, Dombrowski couldn't... I mean, neither of them could defend. I was going to say just Dombrowski, but thinking about it, neither of them could really defend, whereas Krajju can do that bit as well. I guess when we are putting together the team in the series, you could just stick Krajju in at left-back, though. Although Milaniemi will probably have something to say about that. But if we leave Barcelona this summer, one season might not be enough to get him that role. Maybe Thum would argue with it from Bayern, or Sessegnon from Tottenham. He played like 4 seasons for me at left-back. We're not there yet. We're not ending the series for a little while, but I am starting to think in terms of my team of the series. And obviously, because we're keeping things going a little bit longer this time, it's going to be a much more difficult voting process than it usually is. Should we stop worrying about team of the series for now, though? Because Liverpool have a goal back. It's 2-1 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate, and this was sloppy. So we should probably focus in on the actual football match that's happening for a little while. Bajic isn't even looking the right way there. And we've got 2 or 3 of our players playing their forward onside. It was just really poor defending from everyone involved. And I think we're going to switch back to the 4-3-3 just to give us a little bit more stability at the back. I guess it helps us in the wide areas. In my mind, this is a more defensive system, even though it's really not. It's just changing the shape of the front 3. But it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. So we're going to bring Gila on to play on that left-hand side. And we are still going to bring Vitor on because that was the other change I was talking about before. Banfalvi's not having the best game of his career, but that's not going to be enough for me to take him off in a game like this. That would be a madness. Right, we have a corner. It's Gila to take. Corner comes over. I think that's Navillo who's hit it was like the corner of the goal. I think a bit of post, a bit of crossbar. Does it count as hitting the woodwork twice? We've got 2 woodwork whacks. That's what they're recorded as, woodwork whacks. WWW, that's what it stands for at the start of websites, I think. Right, final change. What are we going to do? Who have we got? Several fullbacks, a defender and an untried youngster. We don't need to make a third change. I know I usually like to. You don't always have to. I don't think it's a rule. Kraju to Navillo. It falls to Vermonti, who plays it back to Paredes. I thought Vermonti was going to do that thing where he puts the exclamation point on a good victory like he does so often, but not today. But there's Renan Vitor to do exactly that. And he keeps getting opportunities and slowly but surely is turning into a proper striker. And a goal in a Champions League quarter-final is going to go a long way towards helping him make the step up that he may well have to make next year. Leonard is already attracting offers or interest from other clubs again. We're in a situation where we probably do need to sell 1 or 2 of our more established stars just because of the financial problems that we had earlier in the season where our budgets were absolutely slashed. We have had our new transfer budgets come through for next year, and they've given me £60 million of transfer budget and kept the wage budget at £6 million when we're spending just under 6.5. So my first thing was to switch it so that we have £6.5 million of wage budget, which means we've only got £40 million of transfer budget to spend this coming summer. So my instinct is go out and get some youngsters, which I've already started on collecting some wonder kids, which I'll show you when we get to the transfer special, assuming they all sign or some of them sign. But if we want a big signing, which I don't know that we necessarily need, I can't think of a position where we need a big player. But if we do need to go and spend big money, we're going to have to sell to be able to do that. Liverpool have just got another goal back. It's 5-2 on aggregate with 7 minutes left. I still don't think we need to worry, but we're making more hard work of this than we need to, I think. It's a decent goal, but Bajic, again, a little bit questionable. That's where we could do with a big player. But such a thing doesn't exist. As we know, Bajic is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, as shown by him getting runner-up for best goalkeeper in the world behind Ferron. 3-2 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate. That'll do. We are in... Here you go. It was a Jekyll and Hyde performance. We're into the semi-finals. Do we know who we're playing yet? Has the other match happened? Let's have a look. Barcelona, blah, blah, blah. No, we don't. So that will be a lovely little surprise for tomorrow's episode. And tomorrow, we're not going to be doing the semi-final anyway. That'll be in a couple of days' time because tomorrow we've got the Copa del Rey final. Oh, it's Marseille. There you go, Marseille. So we'll do that in a couple of days' time. Tomorrow is going to be the Copa del Rey final. And one of these 2 games, depending on which one of them might be able to win us the league. So we can't win the league in the first one. So depending on what happens in other results while that one's going on, we might be able to win the league there. If we can't, we'll do Villarreal and the first leg of Marseille and do that game in the second leg. Either way, I want to show us lifting all of the trophies we lift this season. So it's looking good, boys and girls. Unlike me in a backwards baseball cap, but you can't have everything. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.